San Francisco city leaders announcing that the efforts to combat open-air drug markets are working. KTVU's Christian Captain live tonight in the city. So the police chief telling you, Christian, that his officers are seeing a big difference out there on the streets?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The city's saying they're 6 months into trying to disrupt these open-air drug markets. But critics, Mike, they're saying they're just pushing the problem around.
Over the last 6 months, San Francisco law enforcement reports seizing more than 325 pounds of narcotics, including more than 175 pounds of fentanyl off the streets of the Tenderloin and South of Market neighborhoods, a record amount and almost double the amount of fentanyl seized last year. Police say they've made more than 700 arrests for drug sales and 800 for drug use. Chief Bill Scott says those arrests and seizures have started disrupting the city's drug trade, while acknowledging, he says, a constantly evolving illegal market.
We wanted to see a difference on the streets, and I believe we have. I see it, I hear it from the public, but we still have a lot of work to do. You know, there's been some displacement, there's been some time displacement, things shifting from daytime to nighttime.
But Dean Preston, supervisor for the Tenderloin district, says the data aren't the whole story. In a statement, the supervisor said the city has traded its only overdose prevention site for millions of dollars in police overtime, which has led to a record number of overdose deaths. And he says it's only succeeded in shifting the drug markets from one block to another. The chief says the fentanyl crisis is still evolving, but that the arrests and seizures his officers have made are helping to save lives, saying that with more drugs on the streets, there could have been even more than the 750 plus fentanyl deaths in San Francisco so far this year.
If the dealers aren't out there selling, we may be in a much better place in terms of our overdose picture. So I think it's all important. I think it's all relevant. And who knows what those numbers would be if we weren't doing what we're doing right now.
Arrests are only part of the story. The district attorney's office has filed 827 felony narcotics cases so far this year. The DA says her office has filed 369 motions to detain repeat drug dealers, and judges have only granted 34. She says locking up drug dealers will help reduce the flow of drugs on the streets and ultimately help protect the city from an unprecedented fentanyl crisis.
We still continue to see pushback in the courtroom about detaining drug dealers. Just this afternoon, we have on 4 cases involving repeat offenders of selling drugs in our city. And until that is taken more seriously, we'll continue to see these dealers back out on the street.
Now, city leaders say there's still a lot of work to do. Their goal, again, to disrupt the drug markets, and they have, but the drug markets are evolving. As the chief told us earlier, those markets appear to be moving into the later evening hours. Law enforcement say it's an ongoing effort to continually adapt to how and when those markets are operating to successfully try to shut them down, guys. We're live in San Francisco. Christian Captain, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
So did you get a sense from the DA today that, you know, she's pleased with what the officers are doing on the streets, but the frustration, at least right now, is really what is in the courtroom with the judges?
Yeah, I think that's a big source for frustration. You heard those numbers, more than 300 requests to try to detain people in relation to drug charges. She says only 34 so far. So she's pointing her finger clearly at the judges and the courts, which are allowing these accused drug dealers back out. And this is what some people have complained about before in the past, that feeling that it's kind of a revolving door system with our criminal justice system.
That's just about 10% right there. All right, Christian Captain live tonight in San Francisco. Christian, thank you. This recent 6-month joint operation in the city included the deployment of California Highway Patrol and the National Guard into city streets. And let's give you a closer breakdown of those latest CHP numbers. The agency says it is responsible for 119 of the drug-related arrests and getting 30 kilograms of the illegal drugs off the street, including 18 kilos of fentanyl. Overall, CHP has made 430 arrests and issued thousands of citations.